What's up, saints and sinners? What's up, saints and sinners? Come on in here. Fill in the room and get your tickets next Friday, Comedy Chateau. Next Friday at the Comedy Chateau. Get your tickets, nigga. Get your tickets. Me, Larry Goodwell, Ed Wanda White, Al Green, and Freeze Love. 5150 Freeze Love. What's up, Dre Day? What's up, Trey Day? You got Dre Day and Trey Day in here. You niggas just finished listening to the Chronic. Some eloquence is key. Light up, blaze up, my brother. Yeah, smoke with me. It's about to be 420. Smoke with me. It's about to be 420. Oh yeah, for you East Coast niggas, it's already 420. It's a positive influence. Yeah, for y'all East Coasters, it's already 420. And I'm kind of backed up on content from you guys. Like it's a lot of shit that I've been wanting to talk about, but my schedule's been so goddamn crazy. I ain't really been able to talk to y'all. My schedule's been so crazy. I ain't really had a chance to talk to y'all. So here I am. Here I am. So tonight I want to have a few thoughts on what's going on with the economy and just what's going on in society with these major companies settling and with workers winning. It's a trend that I want to. And for those of you who who timestamp my shit, this is gonna be one of those shows. Like you can tell by my thumbnail, it's not gonna get a whole bunch of views because I don't have like a funny thumbnail and I don't have a catchy title. But that's not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this what we're doing right now is just kind of a temperature check of where we are in society. And so this particular a show like tonight is just more so for those who have an ear to listen. You know what I mean? It's there for those, but this isn't something that's for mass content. Now tomorrow I'm gonna talk about John Leguizamo. I've been getting a lot of information on John Leguizamo. So tomorrow I'm actually gonna get on my computer, get up in my studio, and I'm gonna give y'all some interesting things and thoughts on John Leguizamo, this culture vulture motherfucker, this Colombian culture vulture that spent the first half of his life lying, saying he was Puerto Rican. Now going around trying to claim hip hop and all that shit. So y'all ain't gonna want to miss tomorrow. We're gonna talk about John Leguizamo. And then I would love to have Dr. Randy Short back on here on Friday or Saturday. I wanted to have Dr. Short on Sunday, but I was so goddamn busy on Sunday. Well, Sunday I did the game because you guys wanted me to live announce the game, and after that I was just busy. So hopefully I can get Dr. Randy Short on here sometime later on this week. Catch up with our good brother. Yeah, what's up, Frank Green? Twist up. How's my sound? Can y'all hear that background noise? Ooh, I got these headphones on and I got the sound off. Let me know if y'all can hear that background noise or if it's muted. Yeah, so yeah, that's what we're talking about. All the shit that's going on right now, and should we be worried? So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Yeah, I remember that Eddie Murphy song. My girl likes to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. That video is terrible. You see, in that party all the time video, Rick James is trying his best to look like he can to act like he liked that song. I'm like, Rick James, you know this song is some bullshit. You wrote Super Freak, but it's Eddie Murphy. So if you ask me, Eddie Murphy could do no wrong. To me, Eddie Murphy's one of those guys. So even when he wrong, he right. He's had a few movies I didn't really necessarily like, but it's shit. That's Eddie Murphy. So shit. Next story. I think Eddie Murphy done done so much greatness and made me laugh so much and entertain me so much and put so much black pride in his movies. Eddie Murphy is immortal, if you ask me. Shit. But yeah, what's up, Sinister? So my sound good? Is my sound good? 'Cause I got the street traffic. Um, so what we talking about tonight is, and then I'm gonna get to some of y'all questions. Um, we're in some interesting times, and the reason why I'm having this discussion tonight is because I did some readings earlier today. There were two, I won't say famous people, but people who are really noted in Hollywood. One on the acting side of the game, the other on the backstage, behind the scenes side of the game. A white lady, and the white lady that I read, I'm not gonna say her name and bust her out, but she's a beautiful soul. You know what I mean? She's one of these people who I've gotten to know over a while, and hella cool, like hella cool. And then when I read her cards confirmed to me the vibration that I got off her. So I don't see any sneaky shit from her. And so when I gave her a reading today, she was asking me about, is there going to be a writer's strike? So when she asked me if there's going to be a writer's strike, because there are a couple ways I read cards. Sometimes I could just pull your card, your personal card, and read that. But I could also pull out a deck of cards, again, the same cards that you play poker with and Go Fish and Blackjack. I could pull those cards out and shuffle them and then ask a question, and then the cards will tell me the answer to whatever question that you have. And when she asked me that question, the card that came up was the King of Clubs. And the King of Clubs is the card that gets whatever it wants, as long as it's within integrity and jest. And when that card came out, I had a whole flow of ideas and thoughts about like what's going on overall, like with the whole Fox News situation, and it all ties in with the Fox News situation, the what's going on with Netflix, the writer's strike. All this ties in, and what came was, the writers, they may strike. I'm sure there will be a strike, but they're going to get everything that they want. It's not going to be a bad thing for writers. It's not going to be a long strike like it was back in the day. It may be a strike, but the writers are going to get what they want. And it had me thinking about, like, here in LA. I know you guys are in the other parts of the country, so you guys don't know what's going on here. But here in LA, about a month ago, the teachers' assistants and the support staff at the LA Unified School District went on a strike. Like the janitors and all that shit. They all went on a strike. And they won. They got their pay raise. The teachers, the LA Unified School District teachers, went on a strike, or about to go on a strike. And they won. They got their money. At the same time, Fox News, in an extremely monumental case, something that we need to be talking about more, they settled with Old Dominion. Old Dominion is, for those of you who don't know, is a voting machine. And Fox News spread propaganda saying the Old Dominion voting machines gave Joe Biden the presidency. They were going hard for Trump, and so they put it out there without proof. They've been saying Old Dominion voting machines gave the presidency to Biden, and they're malfunctioning. So Old Dominion sued Fox News for $1.6 billion. And on the eve of the court case, of it going to court, Fox News settled for a little bit under $1 billion. And for a news company to settle that big of a case, mind you, Old Dominion's got like 700 some odd $1 million. That company before this lawsuit was only worth $100 million. They just made 7 times the amount the company's worth off of a libel suit. And a major news source having to settle. So what this means is this opens what this does is it opens the door for similar type suits in the future. Possibly, I'm not saying so because I ain't gonna do it, but I can see it happening because white folks, they sue crazy. Possibly lawsuits in the future over misinformation on the Jeezy Weezy, if you dig what I'm saying. That's possible. For Fox News to settle like that, that means they knew that they had a tough chance of winning. And so, and at the same time, you have what's going on. I just drew a blank. I got 3 things in my thumbnail. Could somebody tell me the third thing in my thumbnail, or either that, or I'm gonna have to go blank and go check over there. I just drew a blank. I have 3 news clippings in my thumbnail. One of them is the strike, the writer's strike. The other one is Fox News and Old Dominion. And then there's one more thumbnail, one more picture in the thumbnail. Can somebody give me that title, please? It's 3 pictures in my thumbnail. One of those pictures, Facebook. Thank you, May Durfee. Thank you for that. Facebook settlement. Facebook has been selling our data, and so if you've been a subscriber to Facebook from anywhere from 2007 to 2022, you have a check coming your way. So please get in on that $725 million settlement. It should be 5, 10. It should be a $10 billion settlement. But get in on it. But Facebook is having to settle. So this is what I was seeing with the Facebook, between the Facebook settlement, the Fox News settlement, the LA Unified teachers getting what they want and support staff. And in the future, the writers are going to get what they want from this pending strike. The writers are going to get what they want. So if you're a writer out there, and I know I do have some writers that listen to me, some of my friends that y'all can't let y'all Hollywood friends, y'all know y'all really fuck with me like that. We had them conversations through text, and y'all know who y'all is. You still coming up in the Hollywood game, writing on all these TV shows, and you don't quite want to let the world know that you think like DwannBrown too. And I get it. Keep making your money, brothers. So for those of you brothers that write for these TV shows, listening, and for those of you who aren't just watching who like TV shows, the writers are going to get what they want. Because we're at a time of karmic settlement. This country, this world that we're in, has been going too far. The pendulum has been swinging too far in one direction towards the wealthy elite. Life is a pendulum. Everything is about balance, the law of polarity. It's just a law that drives the universe that we live in, the law of polarity, the law of correspondence, as above, so below. These are the basic laws that rule our universe that we live in. And the law of vibration, nothing settles. See, when you think about the law of vibration, everything's in constant motion. That tells you that no system, no entity, no thing, no matter how dominant it seems at the moment, none of that is permanent. And this top down extreme wealth extraction to the top, while everyone else has to suffer and work. A lot of y'all, and I want to salute everybody out there salute to everybody out there listening. But for the people out there, I just checked right now. I'm kind of on the stream of consciousness, y'all. Welcome everybody. I don't want to be rude, not saying welcome to people in here. Welcome. Let me get this thought out, and then when I'm done with this thought, I'm gonna ask some of y'all questions. So I'm gonna answer some of y'all questions. So hold your questions until like when I'm done with this thought, and I'm answering some of your questions. All right. Let me get this thought out because this thought hit me when I was reading um, these people, these two entertainers earlier, and the thought was, right now, this Seven Hearts year, we're just in a time of karmic settlement, and the system is bloated. And like me on my weight loss journey, you could only be top heavy for so long before you crumble to the all over. Understand this: the same laws of physics that work in the material world matter work also in the financial sector too. Same laws. We're here on this earthly three-dimensional plane and governed by the same rules on the third dimension. And nothing can stay top heavy and bloated for long. When when the weight of any particular object when the top reaches a level of weight that the bottom can no longer support, everything has to crumble. Think about this. We all play, well, not all of us, but a lot of you play Jenga, that game Jenga. And you start off with a solid structure. And throughout the game, see, Jenga is a game of life. See, the powers that be play Jenga with economies, built the economy. And then brick by brick, a brick gets taken out the bottom and taken to the top. It's happened a few times. Let's talk about the 3 times in American history this has happened and the result. The first time was before there was an America. It was just 13 colonies. And the people of the colonies were being taxed like crazy, taxation without representation. And the wealth that was being generated through slavery was being extracted from the colonies and sent back to Europe from 1619 to 1776. This was going on over 100 years. Well, one day, the people of the colonies said enough because the wealth was too much on top. You could only give the bottom minimal resources for so long before the shit topples over. So we had a thing called the American Revolution. And karmic debts were settled. And the old money from Mother England was broken apart and a new thing was born. Out of that collapse was born a country called the United States of America. Another similar thing happened about 70 years later. This thing called slavery happened. And the North was making a lot of money off the labor from the South. The North was like, hey, them motherfuckers are getting powerful. The money is going that direction, so it could get too far in the wrong direction. And so at the same time, there was a pull from the South. The South was getting so much money, it didn't need the United States anymore. So they crumbled themselves and said, fuck you, we are our own country, the Confederate States of America. We have our own constitution and our own flag. And that Confederate flag was definitely stolen from the native Mississippian cultures here in America, the black people. Oh yeah, them white. You think them white people created that funky looking that Confederate flag? Let's just tell the truth. Confederate flag is kind of a funky ass flag. It's not a bad looking flag. Let's just tell the truth. But them crackers didn't create that. Fucking shit was already here. But that's a whole other topic. That's another topic for another day. Anyway, 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 the shit collapsed. A war ensued. Then a similar thing happened I said three times, I meant to say four. A similar thing happened in the 1900s, early 1900s. There was something called the Gilded Age. And there was too much wealth at the top with the trust. This is before the corporations. Back then it was the trust. And then Teddy Roosevelt got elected on being the trust buster. And he ended up not doing much to bust up a trust. Then you had, your presidents. I think it really wasn't until Woodrow Wilson, that racist son of a bitch, but he did really end off a lot of the trust because the wealth had gotten to the top. And he busted up a lot of the trust, but it kept getting bigger and bigger. And then in 1929, you had the collapse. And the shit collapsed. The money had the way that gotten too far to the top. Happened again in 2001 with the .com, and then again in 2008 with the real estate. And so that's where we are right now in 2023. We're in 2008 again. It's time for the shit to bust. And not only is it going to bust this time, this bust is going to be a little more permanent than the other ones. So in the near future, or I say near future, I mean the next 2-3 years, it's going to look a little bit lean. People are all talking about this death and destruction, and I do say prepare. I definitely have my survival food. I got my water packets that can last like up to 15 years. I got my nutrition tablets just in case. I got my rice. My all you need is to add water. Yes, sir. W want to see you the show. Appreciate that. So yes, on some levels you do want to prepare for the worst, but just know that out of that is going to come rebirth the system that's going to be more equitable to everyone. And that's where we are right now. We're at a point to where the powers that were, formerly known as the powers that be, they're going to have to start coming up off that bread. The cards say it, the stars say it, the age that we're in, but also the laws of physics say it. You can only extract wealth to the top for so long. So what we're going to be seeing a lot over the next 10 years, a lot of established money is going to be captain to come off bread by hook or by crook, whether it be settlements, reparations payments. That's the trend that we're in right now. And I'm not saying it's going to be a straight line. It's going to be setbacks. It's going to be times it looks like the wealthy elite are winning and we ain't got no hope. But we're in a different time right now. And when I see the teachers union, the teachers getting the raise that they want, the janitors getting the raise that they want, Facebook having to come up off money for doing shit that all of them do. You see what's happening with Elon Musk? His sorry ass rocket couldn't go to space like he wanted it to. You know, Twitter's nose like done plateaued as a platform under his ownership. Fox News having to pay for basically dropping bad information. We're in a shift right now, and it's happening right in front of our faces. The point of what I'm talking about tonight is just everybody to take notice and pay attention to what's going on. And I wish this goddamn light on this porch across from me wasn't shining no more. God damn, I wish shit. That light didn't work for like 4 years. Now it like I got gold teeth. Shit. My pearly whites are all up in y'all face. I'm over here looking like A.A. Rashid with the teeth. Salute to the knowledge dropper A.A. Rashid, but god damn that light got my teeth. And I'm high too. Twitter, Twitter just lost Microsoft. Twitter's losing a lot of advertisers right now. We're in a different time. So I think it's just on us to take notice, to take heed, and pay attention to what's going on and what's going on around us. Because we're in extremely interesting times, y'all. We are in very, very, very interesting times. So what y'all talking about in the chat room? Clint, you said you filled out your Facebook settlement form today. What's up, Morris Bell? Iron Will. Yeah, happy 420 to you East Coast niggas. It's still 419 here in Los Angeles, California. Yeah. You said I hear about what Elon said about AI and how his friend wanted to become God. Oh yeah, of course they want AI to be God. That's the whole point of these computers. If you want to, oh, I'm glad you said that, Frank Green. Let me give you guys a TV reference. Because everything that's happening in life, let me tell you something about these crackers. In order for them to feel like they're escaping karmic responsibility for what they're doing, they tell you what they're doing on TV. And they tell you what's really going on metaphysically on another level on TV. And for reference to what's going on right now, watch the TV show American Gods. It's all fair. The last season sucked. The first season with Orlando Brown was the best. But on American Gods, there was a season when, and excuse me, I don't remember the names too well because I don't really get into shows like that. I more so just watch to see what are they trying to tell me. And on that show, they talk about the different gods, the old gods and the young. And on that show, the newer gods were these like basically these tech guys, tech money, and they were basically using the new gods as an allegory for the tech billionaire, the Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. These guys came in and shattered the wealth of the older established wealth. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, those guys. The tech guys, because of policies by Obama, over the last 10 years have just gone stupid wealthy. And so they're now basically, there's a new class of shot callers. What's going on right now on a deeper level is somewhat of a market correction. This new wealth, the new wealth, Elon Musk, they have gone through a 10 plus year, a decade plus long trajectory of nothing but growth. Somebody said in the chat room earlier that Facebook's about to lay off another 10,000 people. The tech industry has never had to the app it. The tech industry going back into .com, yes, they had a bubble burst, but the app based companies, they're now coming into their first market correction and their first, come to Jesus. But these are people who, when they create this technology like AI and all this stuff, they worship this kind of technology. They want that's their intent to make this shit God. Now, two things that's in their way. One, they're not smart enough to make anything God. Two, they white. And oh, what up, dog? And because of that, they ain't gonna make it. Hey, hold on, my boy here. My boy ordered a pair of Jordans. I gotta drop off to him. He picking up his Jordans that he got. Hold on. Got them J's? Yeah, hold on. All right. Yeah. There we go. Got these J's right here. Here we go. Two pair. Okay. Two pair of J's. Yeah. Yeah, and those J's smell good too. Yeah, they got good grip. They sticky. Yeah, and they got good grip. You know. What's up? Do you live? Yeah. Yes, sir. Y'all say what's up to my man Frank. How your son doing, bro? Good. He ready to come home for a little. Season's almost over, huh? Season's over. It's over. Yeah, it's over. Yeah. He been finishing up class. He said he gonna do his last final. He gonna let him do it early. He gonna come home. Okay. Yeah, I turn right back around and go back though. Yeah. 2-3 weeks. He about to say that Eastern Michigan, not Eastern Carolina, right? Yeah, my boy. Yeah, I check out my boy franchise's son, Caleb McCown at Eastern Carolina, man. That little nigga's a ball. It's gonna be a big year for him. Hell yeah, sophomore year coming up. Yes, sir. Yeah, all right, dog. Thank you, bro. Yes, sir. And also, I had given out Frank. My intent was to have you on the museum show this week, but I had forgotten. I put Vaughn up because I told Vaughn I was gonna do something for him because he got fired after at the improv after the whole Hannibal Buress shit. Okay. You know what I mean? So I was like, I got you. So I forgot I had him on this one, but the next one. Okay. I'm gonna come. I'll probably still be there. We'll still roll through, but the next one definitely. Okay, for sure. Yeah, for sure, definitely. And I'm saying this shit in front of the people, so. Gotta hold you accountable. Nigga. All right, dog. The next one for sure. Next one for sure. All right, man. Yeah. All right, for sure. Yeah, my boy had to come pick up a fresh pair of J's. Some sticky J's. Anyway, so I'm saying all this to say Is my sound good? Because I put the transparency mode back on these AirPod Maxes. So let me know if it's too much. If it's too much background noise, it's just easier for me with the transparency mode. But if it's too much background noise, chat room, let me know. I'll take transparency mode off if it's too much background noise. So chat room, let me know if it's too much background noise as I'm talking. Oh shit, here come a goddamn fire truck. Let me turn up. All right, I just turned the background noise back off. I just heard a goddamn fire truck way down the street. So anyway, American Gods made it to where you said I'm good to that Honda rise by. No, it's not a Honda, it's a Mustang. So it's some nigga that loud. You talking about that loud car? It's somebody. No, it's somebody. I see it. They hell. It's a Mustang. They leave for work in about sometime in the next 30 minutes. That loud ass Mustang is probably gonna come. I see it parked right now. That nigga. I think that nigga work like night shift. He always leave at the same time. Anyway, American Gods talked about the new gods being the people, the new, and God is an allegory of people in power. All right, the white supremacist worships its technology. It relies on its technology. Think about this shit for a second. So when you hear people make statements like they want AI to basically be like God, you're talking about the people who conquered the planet through long distance fighting, automation, tools to not directly combat anything. Oftentimes, we as black people have been the catalyst behind the mathematics it took to create them tools, but that's another story. Tools of distance has allowed. You have a good one, brother. Yes, sir. Tools of distance has been the thing that's allowed the white supremacists to control the planet. And so, of course, it would like a tool or something like that to be its guide. Materials and tools have always been its guide. So that shouldn't surprise you. It shouldn't surprise you. I'm turning this transparency back. I turn that transparency on. Now my transparency is back on. So if it gets too loud in the background, just let me know. But shit, it's easier on my ears with transparency on these headphones. Um. Anyway, so that's where we are right now. We're people. I kind of got to chill thinking about it. We really are in interesting times. We're in very exciting times. There's a change in how this planet is operating, and we're living in the middle of that. And us millennials, and then Gen X. See, Gen Z, you kind of came up by the time you got a adult. You kind of all the way into this newer kind of world in some ways. But Gen X, and older millennials, we were the generation that got to play outside. We were the last generation that played outside. We were the last generation that remembers having to get home to get a phone call. You know, because even if you got a pager, you didn't have a pager when you was 10, unless your daddy was a drug dealer. Even if you had a pager, you didn't get that shit till you was a teenager or in your 20s. When you was 7, 8, 9, 10, there was no way to communicate unless you were face to face or in the house. And you were outside. You grew up in a world to where it was still analog in that world. You grew up in a world to where we followed authority and the power had absolute control over the society. Now that's changing. The power that they have over us is slipping. It's more illusionary than real. People can now make decisions and make different decisions. The old world, you had to get a job unless you had a particular business. But if you had a business, it required a certain amount of startup costs. Nowadays, you can start a business with literally no startup costs. You can create a t-shirt business, go online, get a fucking t-shirt fulfillment center, design some of your t-shirts like I do, and drop ship them hoes without having to put up $1,000 to buy the materials and get it. We live in a world to where right now to where it's you kind of write your own rules. We live in a different world. And since we live in a different world in 2023 than we did in 1983, a different style of leader is going to morph out of that. A different style of society is morphing out of that. And right now, society is people. The strong, the stranglehold that the quote unquote powers that used to be had isn't as strong anymore. And so we're seeing it when the teachers union, the LA Unified Teachers, I think they got like a 22% pay raise. That's pretty good. That's significant. My boy Frank, who just left, he about to get, he was a part of that strike. That's part of as a matter of fact, why he was here. I should have asked him. I meant to ask him about the percentage because he's in the middle of that strike. You know what I mean? We're at a time where the day-to-day person, the people who've done right, the people who get up now is the time for the honest man and woman who get up every day, go to work, take care of your kids, run your business, and we've been getting fucked. Put in the honest day's work, and at the end of the day, all you got enough money is enough to pay your rent and put enough gas in your car to take your ass back to work. Enough of that shit. While you get these wealthy elite, a handful of people who just fuck off money just to fuck it off because they can. You think our universe, you think our Earth, Mother Earth, you think she gonna allow that to happen forever? Everything corrects itself. And we are in an age of correction right now. We're in an age of correction, market correction. So the overall point of tonight's broadcast, show, shindig, discussion, where the fuck you want to call it, the whole overall point of this is to say, get yourself in order, get yourself in order. I mean, get your finances straight, get yourself straight, get your shit in order. You know, when it comes to it's a lot of doomsday talk out there, and there's a lot of validity to the doomsday talk, but don't allow that to consume you. Just see that as someone's point of view. Listen to your inner spirit, your inner guidance, your inner voice. And at the end of the day, just watch the shit show. We in for real shit show. As that cheap ass car backfired. God damn, I ain't heard a car backfire since the 80s. The fuck was that? I think that motherfucker was driving like a Mitsubishi or some shit. Never drive a car that got TVs, that make TVs. Mitsubishi make TVs. What the fuck are you driving their cars? My bad, I'm all going off on tangents and shit. That car was straight up putt-putt. That shit was too goddamn new to be a putt-putt. What's up, Hartoons? Judge Mills. Yeah, Honda don't make TVs. Nope. Don't trip on Honda. I got a Honda. I got my third Honda. I'm on my third Honda Accord. And nigga, shit. I'm always gonna have a Honda in my family. My Hondas have done me right, y'all. Fuck all that bullshit. What I had, I've been driving now. I've been driving now for 20 years, 21 years. I had my own car. I had a 90. I got my first car. I had a 1991 GMC Jimmy. I got that hoe back in like 2001. Then I had a 2002 F-150. I got that in '03. I had the Lariat Super Crew. I had a 2004 Audi A4, 2007 Audi A6. Got those brand new. I had a 2001 Tahoe, a 2010 Accord, a two. I got that one used. Then I got a brand new 2017 Accord, and then I got my 2021 Honda Accord Hybrid Touring, brand new. And the best cars I've ever had is these fucking Hondas. I will always have a Honda. You, I fuck, nigga. I'll probably never get an Audi again. Audi, them motherfuckers always in the goddamn shops. Honda, Honda, Honda. Cheap gas, nigga. I drove one of my Hondas, my 2010 Honda. I went to Vegas on a whim. Me and my wife just woke up one morning. I said, "Baby, let's go to Vegas." I didn't know there was no oil in my car because I was doing my own oil. I put a 0W20 in, and the car had over 100,000 miles. I should have been putting 10W20 in, and 10W40, I mean. But I was still putting in 0W20, and that shit evaporated out my goddamn engine. And I drove to Vegas. It was 117 degrees that day in Death Valley. I drove from LA to Vegas. Me and the wife did a 1 day trip where I wake up in the, man, when we wake up in the morning about 6 in the morning, go to Vegas, leave LA 6 in the morning, get to Vegas at 10 in the morning, stay in Vegas at like 7 o'clock at night, and then come home and be back home in LA by 11. I did one of them trips with no oil in my Honda Accord. I didn't know what no goddamn oil in that bitch. It was 117 degrees, nigga. Y'all know if you ever drove LA to Vegas, when you get to this city called Baker, there's this big ass thermometer, and on that thermometer it said 117 degrees. That's how I know it's 117 degrees. My car said 118, but the thermometer said 117. I drove there and back, LA to Vegas, in 1 day with no oil in my car, y'all. The next morning when I woke up, I turned my car on. It was going shh. So that Monday, I took it to the shop. They was like, "You don't have any oil in your shit." Oh, Frank, you out? I thought that nigga left. It was like, "You don't have no oil in your shit." I was like, "Huh?" They're like, "Nah, you don't have no oil in your shit." I was like, they was like, "I hope you didn't drive far." I said, "Shit, I just drove to Vegas." Nigga, my Honda still made it through. Now, a week later, I went down to the Honda. Like, it was making, what it was doing was it would make the loud noise when you started up when it got cold. But if the engine was still warm, it didn't make that noise. So I asked my mechanic, I said, "Can the car make it?" He said, "It'll be good, but you don't know. It could." So, nigga, literally the next week, I went down to Honda, Scott Robinson Honda, and I traded my shit in. I was like, "Thank you, Honda. Thank you for making it from LA to Vegas with no oil and back. But I don't know how long this shit gonna last." And I got that shit to Scott Robinson Honda. And then right when it came time for them to do my, when they go to appraise your car, your trade in, I didn't want them to hear that loud ass noise. So right before I got there, I mean, right before like I negotiated the new car, I liked the new car. And right before I knew it was like I know that I had so many cars. I know when they said it's time to appraise the next car, your old car. So right before I knew they were about to appraise my car, I was like, let me get some out my glove compartment real quick. And I went and I started it up. And that shit was like, it made that loud ass noise. I was like, oh shit. So I let it run for a while and I faked like I had to get some out my glove compartment. And I let it run for like 5 minutes. And then when I went back, I gave them the key. I was like, they're like, oh, is your car ready for appraisal? I was like, yeah, go ahead, go look at it. Nigga, the appraiser went out there. He started that hoe up. That shit didn't make no noise. That shit started a regular, like, no, Hondas are quiet. I got my new Honda and got the fuck up on out of there. Yeah, yeah, man. I drive a lot. Like this car I have now, this is the least amount of car miles I've had on a car ever. And I've had this car now for coming up on 2 years, about a year and a half. And I got like, I think I have like 35,000 miles on my car in like 20 months. This is easily the least amount of miles I've ever had on a car. Usually I do about 35 to 40,000 miles a year on my car. I usually do 35 to 40,000 miles a year on my car. Now I got 35,000 miles on this car, and I've only had this car for like 20 months. I'm doing good. That's what, 17,000 miles a year? I'm on pace to do 20,000 miles a year. By the year's up, I'll be at four. Shit, by the time I've had my car for a year, I'll be done across 40,000 miles. But I'm at 20,000 miles a year, y'all. Donate to my Cash App and to say, hey, goal accomplished. Dwan, you only driving 20,000 miles a year now. Yeah. What y'all talk about in the chat room? You said you had to trade your Honda for a Dodge Charger? Why in the hell would you do that? Dodge just stay in the goddamn shop. Oh yeah, tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon sometime, I'm going to do a show on John Leguizamo. I'm gonna break down his fuckery. Oh shit! I dropped my blunt. Hold on, hold on. I dropped my blunt right here. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool, cool. Okay. I thought I dropped it in that little crack. I thought I dropped it in a little crease in the grass. Woo! I'm glad it didn't go in there. But John Leguizamo's been a lizard rat motherfucker. We're gonna break him down. I'm gonna break down his Colombian history. Do y'all know that? Do you know that John Leguizamo's great 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 granddad was the Spanish conquistador who was one of the richest man in his province in Colombia? So what does that tell you? In order for you to be rich and wealthy and from Spain and own a bunch of land, that means you had to kill a bunch of people. John Leguizamo is a descendant of Spanish colonizers on Colombia. He's a descendant of Spanish colonizers, and basically that Spanish colonizers fucked one of the local indigenous natives, and that was his ended up. I'm gonna break all that shit down tomorrow, and I'm gonna show you guys. I went and looked up some of his history, and so to see a person that descends from Spanish colonizers trying to colonize black culture and attribute it to Latino culture and say that Latinos are the only ones that fought. There is a part in the interview that John Leguizamo had with this other Latino dude on MSNBC when they're talking about the lack of Latino representation in Hollywood, they literally use the word apartheid. They said like Latinos are going under some apartheid because Latinos make up like 50% of LA, but only like 5% of the Hollywood like work jobs. I'm like, okay, yeah, this motherfucker is going doing way too much. So I'm gonna break all that shit down tomorrow on my. I'm not gonna be here on the porch with these loud ass cars coming by smoking the blunt. I'm gonna do that one in my studio on my nice ass microphone with my good ass sound and background music. And 'cause I gotta play y'all clips of this fuckery. So Rob Trimble, I forgot about that show marked by Smith, House of Buggin'. Yeah, I remember that. John Leguizamo. Well, yeah, I forgot about that. What's up, G Nation? And while you in here, get your tickets. Comedy Chateau next Saturday, April 29th. Get your tickets. Me and Larry Goodwell, Freeze Love. That shit's gonna be fun. That shit's gonna be fun. And next Wednesday, Hidden History Museum, I'm hosting with our brother Tariq Nasheed. This shit's gonna be great. Oh yeah, that's another thing on what I'm showing you tomorrow. Yeah, he played Luigi. The Mario brothers, look, they were Italians. Mario and Luigi, those were Italian characters. And on this interview I saw with Leguizamo, he's talking about how he thinks that movie needs Latino representation. Don't no fictional movie need nobody's representation. It's a fiction, but it's a fiction based off Italians. And this motherfucker said Latinos need to be part of it. What up, dog? You got some Randy shit. Nigga, you want that? I don't want none of that. Now, hell nah. Nigga, I cannot eat this shit right now. Fuck nah. Everything good? Well, you went to was it a party? Oh, that new White Men Can't Jump movie? You be in all kind of shit, Tino. Hey, no, for real. I look up and you be in all kind of random ass events and you be getting invited to all the good shit. Is that movie trash? Is the movie trash? You didn't pay attention, huh? Trash. Nigga, you nice trying to say I wasn't paying attention. Just say it's trash. All right, dog. All right, man. Shit, well, you heard the news here first, folks. Man, Tino said that the new White Man Can't Jump movie was trash. He just came back from the premiere. That's the thing I love about living in LA, man. We be all kind of fun shit to do out here. It be all kind of and the fun and look, and this how you know when you in the in crowd in LA, the best events are Sunday through Wednesday. Maybe Thursday, sometimes Thursday. But really Sunday through Wednesday. Those are the best events out there, boy. And but I thought that new White Man Can't Jump movie was gonna be trash and Tino just came back from the premiere and the party. He said it was trash. Yeah, ATL. And we get in G at the museum, nigga. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. For real. For real, man. But we in you're right, you're right, Mark. They don't need to be redoing movies. This is can we just let the original shit be great? Like that reboot of House Party was trash. I still gotta go back and finish watching it because Teddy Ray was in it. Like I said, that apartment up there where Teddy Ray was living, that's not where he died. He rented out. He rented out an Airbnb. But had my man not rented out an Airbnb, he would have passed away here. And I saw him when I saw Teddy the weeks before he died. He just didn't look good, man. He just ain't look good. And I'm sorry y'all to go off on this tangent, man, but I miss my friend. You know, me and Teddy didn't kick it like that, but it just, man, when we saw each other, it was nothing but love. But in the same steps I'm looking at, that staircase I'm looking at, a few days before Teddy died, just when I saw him, I was honestly, actually, I was on a live with you guys right before Teddy died. I was on a live with you guys like this at midnight, and he walked past, and I was standing where I'm standing right now. We talked, and I said what's up to him on the live, and then I was talking to y'all, and then I looked at the steps he had to walk up, and it was just taking him a long time to get up those steps. And my first instinct was to stop the live and help him up the steps. Then I thought, this nigga like 500 pounds. I know I'm a big nigga, but I can't stop him from falling if he fell. Shit, if he fell, it wouldn't just, if he fell on his own, it'd be one nigga fuck up. If he fell with me, it'd be two niggas fucked up. I'm sorry to bring humor to this, but I'm still a comedian at heart. And Teddy probably up in heaven laughing at that shit. But man, Teddy didn't look good, man. And he was just starting to hit the gym. When I saw him last, he was coming back from the gym. He was going to the gym at midnight because Teddy was finally getting famous, and he didn't want niggas to see him, so he would go to the gym late. He would be at the gym at midnight, 1 in the morning, and he had been going to the gym like 4 or 5 days a week, nights a week. That last month he left. Man, but I do want to go back and watch the in the house party just so I can see Teddy's appearance. And Tino was just telling me that Teddy had just signed for a whole lot of dope shit, man. Ah, damn. Anyway, back to what I'm talking about. Speak on Jalen Walker. What about Jalen Walker? What do you want me to say? You said open up a time, folks in chat want to talk with you, not to you. You said open up a time slot. Hey Frank Green, what do you mean by open up a time slot? And what's up, last name? I ain't seen you up in this bitch in a minute. You too, ATLian. I got a good memory, you motherfuckers. Rob Trimble. Now I got a good and a bad memory. Let me tell you something. If I see you, I might not remember you. So don't excuse me. I'm a Gemini. Two things be true of me at the same time. I got a good memory and a bad memory. Oh, you're not Clyde. Yeah, I'm usually calling you K Lot because I'm from LA. We from LA, LA niggas. When I see a K, it's K. Then whatever after that. But you say your name is Clot. All right, cool. I'm gonna call you Clot. See in LA, if an LA person will spell Clot with a Q, QLAOT. Because that K is going to automatically mean K. Like K Dot, Kendrick. No. But I want to. Oh, Kenneth Berry, you saw Teddy at the pool at 24? Yeah, that's what Teddy was doing. And that's why Teddy had rented the Airbnb out in Palm Springs. Because Teddy rented the Airbnb for a month. So he was wanting to swim because he was swimming at 24-hour fitness. Teddy was a great swimmer. And he was using a pool to lose weight. And so he rented the Airbnb so he could just be out there and swim every day. And he ended up dying in that swimming pool. They said drown, but that's probably some other stuff because Teddy was an excellent swimmer. I'm not gonna be on 5150 anytime soon. We'll see. I love 5150, man. Shit. We're gonna have a 5150 ass week next week at my show, April 29th at the Comedy Chateau. Freeze Love will be on stage. Freeze Love. And then at the Hidden History Museum, Craig Facts. Craig is gonna be on that. Craig gonna be on to the Hidden History Museum next Wednesday. So far, the lineup is DC Irvin. If you saw that Marlon Wayans stand up special, DC Irvin was the one with the hoodie. He funny as fuck. He gonna be on the show. James Davis. Davis was a writer on he's a writer on the Bobani Jones show, and he had a show on Comedy Central back in the day called Hood Adjacent. James Davis, funny motherfucker. He's on the show. My man Von Roberts, who he was the person that Hannibal Buress got fired from the improv because we talked about his bad set. He said, "Do a rock or Big John." Clark, you must be new around here. Man, Big John's my day one. My first day ever on stage in comedy. Big John was right there. I mean, that was the night I met Big John and Larry Goodwell the same night. We were on stage. Me, Big John. I met Big John, Larry Goodwell, who's gonna be on my show, London Brown, who's on Raising Canaan. I met them all the same night. My first night ever on stage as a stand-up comedian at the Comedy Union. Big John's my day one, bruh. You see where I live? Well, I'm not gonna show y'all where I live like that, but about a half a mile down this street where y'all hear all this traffic, y'all hear all this traffic. That's a particular street. I'm not gonna tell you the name of the street, but a half a mile down that street is where Big John lived for a long time, and this particular apartment that you see behind me is a place that me and Big John kicked it at plenty of times. He came to quite a few Super Bowl parties here, and fight parties, and that's my nigga right there. I didn't even know Ja was famous until because I don't be watching sketches. I don't like watching sketches. Sketches this is not a form of entertainment that I like. So all my friends do sketches, but I probably watch 0.5% of all my friends' sketches because I don't really like sketches like that. I don't like recording them, and I don't really like watching them. I didn't even know Ja was famous until we went to the Errol Spence and Sean Porter fight down here at Staples Center. Me, Ja, and Craig, we went to the Errol. No, not the Errol Spence fight. That was the second fight we went to. It was when we went to the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight. Me, Craig, and Ja went to the first Wilder versus Fury fight. And when we went to that Wilder versus Fury fight, everybody knew who Big Ja was. I was like, this nigga Ja famous. I didn't know. Because to me, nigga, that's just Ja. For sure, Clyde. Yeah, I understand why you didn't know we clicked. Yeah, because right. I don't talk about it a whole lot because a lot of these things you see online, I know. I'm cool with. They my day ones. I just wasn't, in front of the camera for a lot of that stuff. I don't like sketches never really was my thing. So all my friends got internet famous through sketches. And all I had to do was call any one of them to say, "Hey, I want to be down." They would have put me in, but I never made that call because, again, I never gave a fuck about doing a sketch. This is what I do when I'm doing it with y'all right now, talking this shit off the top of my head. This is what I do. This is my lane right here. Getting behind a mic and talking that shit off the top of my head. Getting the stream of consciousness and going. This is my gift. I live in my gift. You said you read the Frank Green. You said you read the 48 Laws of Power on vacation. So let me tell you something. I'm glad Frank Green. I'm glad you brought up the 48 Laws of Power. Let me give you guys some wisdom, okay? And the 48 Laws of Power is a book that I've dibble dabbled in. The 48 Laws of Power is an extremely low vibrational form used to control people. The 48 Laws of Power teaches you how to control people from the low vibrational negative point of view. The recommendations absolutely do work. Bring your enemies closer. But if you pay attention with your third eye, the 48 Laws of Power is an extremely morally sadistic book. It's morally sadistic. But again, what are morals? Morals are relative to the individual interpreting them. So who am I to say my morals are any better than the next person's moral? But that's more of a philosophical question. That's another different conversation. But the 48 Laws of Powers is a definite good book to show you how, one, when people are trying to control you, two, how to control others. But here's my warning when it comes to the 48 Laws of Power. The 48 Laws of Power can and do most definitely work with the day-to-day mundane person. But if you try that 48 Laws of Power shit on a smart nigga like me, that's gonna be the worst decision you ever made. Because when you're dealing with people who've read that book and understand what they're doing, and this isn't to you, Frank Green. This isn't to you. This is speaking in general. This is a warning to you, actually, because you just read it. This is a warning, and this is warning to everybody. If you try that 48 Laws of Power shit on a nigga like me, who's tapped into that third eye, I'm gonna peep that game right away and understand this. When you get your code of ethics and morals on and not morals, but when you get your moving instructions on how to move with other people from a book, you can be easily controlled and manipulated too. So for those of people who read the 48 laws of power with the intent on manipulating people, most people like just read that book just for entertainment. I ain't talking to the people who read it for entertainment purposes. This goes directly, and whoever said that was earlier, that Honda, I mean, not the Honda, the Charger I told you about, I see that nigga's in his car right now, so y'all about to hear that loud ass takeoff in a few minutes. But When you read books like 48 Laws of Power, understand that, see it as a guide, as a reference point as to how people operate with one another. But if you try that shit on somebody who's spiritually in tune like me, who done read that book like me, man, I'm gonna use that book all against your ass. You ain't never gonna know it. I had it was somebody I know that tried to 48 Laws of Power me a couple months ago. That nigga so goddamn twisted right now, he don't know what the fuck to do. Oh, I saw that 48 law of power dynamic you just pulled, bro. Okay. Pull me closer. Okay. I won. Put it like that. Now, can't nobody call in, not from my phone. You can only call in when I'm on my computer. You can only call in when I'm on my computer. I'm on my phone right now, so you can't call in. I'm getting tired. I had a long fucking day today. I didn't even tell y'all. I did a Quake's house earlier today. If you have Sirius XM channel 96, that episode of Quake's house is going to be airing next Tuesday. Shit. No, I don't need StreamYard. I got all that shit on my computer. I'm just on my phone. Y'all gotta realize I'm on my phone right now, y'all. I'm literally on my phone, sitting on my porch like a country ass nigga. If I was on my phone, you'd be able to call in. I got call in. I got Zoom. I got all that shit on my computer. But I ain't on my computer right now. I'm on my phone, sitting on my porch. Shit. But I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for Amar. I appreciate you for the goddamn super chat. Appreciate Andre Johnson and the Cash App. $25, dope. Shit, I appreciate you, Andre Johnson, in the chat. Um, yeah, I saw earlier somebody had hit me with like a nice note. But anyway, that's not the topic. Thank y'all for listening. I'm starting to ramble now. So just know that just to close everything out that I was talking about earlier. We're in a shifting times right now. We're in a new day. The establishment day by day is having to come off that in which they've been hoarding from us. Happy 420. Appreciate the cash app, Mara. April 29th, Comedy Chateau. Be there. April 26th, Hidden History Museum. Be there. And remember this: there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. Thank y'all for listening. I'm out.